been a while. We have had a little bit of a Christmas break ourselves. Not by our own doing. We wanted to keep going, but as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, you are not seeing my lovely face. You're just seeing Rob's face. Technology has not been my friend this Christmas. But basically, my iPhone broke, and that's what I used to record the podcast, and I've been having loads of issues with that. I didn't know iPhones went into something called panic mode, apparently, where they just decide to die, and 28 days out of warranty, I had to send it off to my insurance, and then insurance has been shit, but we'll get into that a little bit later on, I think. But how have you been, Rob? How was your Christmas?
Just the same as pretty much everyone's Christmas. Weird as fuck. Like, it was just so strange. But I want you to tell us more about that potato phone you're using. Like, tell them what phone you're using just before.
Oh, I want to show people, but I can't go with the camera. So I've got an iPhone 5 at the minute. So my dad's currently turned 70, and this phone is still the oldest thing in the house.
I don't think I even have a pair of socks that are as old as that iPhone.
No, well, I've got a camera that I was using before, but that's almost older than the phone. So it's like it's just not ideal. Like, when my job half of my job includes like doing social media and that kind of things and recording videos and all that kind of stuff. It's just so annoying. Like, I said to myself, like, I'll just go buy like a temporary phone, like an iPhone 8 or something from a shop, and then I'll sell it when I get the phone back. But I was like, I'll only take like 5 days. Last time I got my insurance done, it was like 5 days, and then because of the whole COVID thing and whatever.
Fucking COVID.
Yeah, it's everyone is like, I know some businesses are like super struggling with COVID and stuff, but it's like when people can work and whatnot, it's like using the COVID as kind of an excuse a little bit sometimes. Like,
absolutely. I don't understand how they create these different rules where some places can open it more than others. Like, I was talking to a friend, he had an interview for a fucking bathroom wear shop, and they're essential and they're open, but the likes of Apple isn't. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure everyone uses phones more than a bathtub. Well,
no, right.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely right. Maybe not some smelly cunts might not like, but how is that a thing? How is like bathroom wear essential and iPhones or Apple shops aren't? It's just
It's in this day and age. It's like, if you were saying that about 5 years ago, 10 years ago, people have been like, oh, technology, it's taking over the world, spend some time in the real world. And it's like, it is. And right now when we're in this lockdown period, it's like, I've never spent more time than any on like Zoom or video calls than what I have over this period.
This is my social life now. Like, this square. I'm actually, when I see people in real life, it's like, why is your head not a square?
Yeah, well, you're on your own now in your flat as well. Different country on your own, aren't you?
It's only the first 5 days now, and I'm okay so far, but it's gonna get tough. I got a feeling because I'm on 2 weeks quarantine for 2 weeks before I go back to work. So 2 weeks in this apartment by myself that I have been with my girlfriend and my dog for, what's that, like 7 months, 8 months. It's gonna be hard, but I've got the willpower to push through. I've got you can't really see it, but I've got my squat rack. I've got all my gym stuff. I bought more gym stuff so I can keep it going.
And we've got the podcast, mate. We'll record a shitload of podcasts.
Yeah, we're gonna over record over the next few weeks so we can back up a few, so in case it ever happens where there's 2 or 3 weeks off again, we can still post some stuff. Maybe do some exclusives, like, I don't know, specials or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll do that poo story one that we were talking about.
Oh, poo episode. We'll do a shit episode, and we're gonna name it the shittest episode ever. Literally.
Great banter. No, we'll do that. I'm just not looking forward to that story going out to the world, but there's something for people to look forward to, I guess.
I think everyone has a good poo story, though, I'd say.
Oh, mine's top class. Mine's got a whole like deep dived song related to it kind of story.
Probably a theme tune and all involved. And someone actually sent me on WhatsApp, said you can say this in your podcast if you want. It's actually a poo story as well. It involves a paper round and a poo. So
that's closely linked to what mine was. Mine was like
very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, traveling home was a bit fucking mad because I had to travel from Italy to Northern Ireland via car, but not just a car.
Because you're actually travelling from Italy to home was quite bad, wasn't it?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
No, not coming back. You're Italy to Ireland as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, okay,
Italy
yeah,
to Northern
yeah.
Ireland, like it was just mad. Not only did it was in a car, but it was in a two-seater convertible with my girlfriend and the dog. So she had a 28-kilo dog sitting on her knee the whole way from like 27-hour drive to Northern Ireland. But like we decided to stop a few times because of the long drive. We thought maybe it's better to stop off in like France or something on the way past to break up the trip. So we stopped in Strasbourg. I would highly recommend going to Strasbourg if anyone wants to go because it is class. It's just like a proper Christmassy town. But yeah, we stopped there for the night, and then the next day headed on again. But the next day headed on to that was the day that they shut the borders to Europe because of COVID restrictions. But it was only from France to the UK to shut the borders, and luckily I was going from Amsterdam to the UK, which I was thinking the whole time. So it was 5 hours of driving of pure anxiety building up in my head, thinking they are going to shut the borders as soon as I get there or before. So I'm doing this big long drive from Italy, like 10 hours away from Italy, to get there and say, nah, sorry, you can't get in. I was just shitting myself the whole time. And then luckily the only place that they didn't shut the borders to by boats was Amsterdam. But I don't know if you've seen it. Did you see the build up of cars in Dover? The
Ridiculous.
Calais to Dover. Like there was a build up of ridiculous. If I got stuck in that, I think I probably would have started self harming. But yeah, got the Newcastle. Bit of anxiety was left, but then I realised that Northern Ireland might close their borders to fucking Scotland. So, because Scotland, they stopped the travel from anywhere else to Scotland, but they didn't stop from Scotland to anywhere. So again, another 3 hour drive of pure anxiety building up, thinking I'd get to that boat and be like, nah, sorry. But again, I made it, and it was like everything was a breeze. Like the only thing was hard was the anxiety of not making the flight, or not making the boat. Sorry, but see, actually on the boat, like you had a 3-course meal with like people around you. There was beers going. We got a room. Like the room was lovely, and then the second boat, like there was no restrictions whatsoever. Like it's mad. Like see, traveling, it's just completely over.
Yeah.
Like the media just tried to scare you completely. Even coming, so whenever I came back to Italy, everyone was saying, "Oh, this is the travel ban. Is a travel ban. You can't get back. You need a COVID test." So I read what the media said, and they said you needed a PCR test, which is it gives you a certificate to fly, basically. So you can't fly in the NHS one, apparently. So I paid
So
I think
crazy,
120 quid for this test. You had to go to like a private studio and get someone else to shove shit up your nose, and then get the test result from that in 24 hours, and then travel with that 48 hours before your flight. But was in Dublin in the flight. They didn't even ask me for the fucking test. So before I got into the flight, all it was just passport and boarding card. That's it.
Yeah.
They didn't even ask for a test. So if they asked me in Italy where my COVID test was and I didn't have it, they would have to send me back but they would have to cover it. I wouldn't have to pay for it. It actually baffles me. But then I got to Italy, and then I got asked for my COVID test, but they didn't ask for a PCR or anything. Like you could have had any test just to say negative.
Yeah.
A piece of paper with negative on it. You probably could have made it yourself. They looked at it like 1 second and down. So again, 100 quid, don't need it. And then my friend beside me, he didn't even get asked for his fucking COVID test.
Really?
They didn't even care. And this is like coming from probably the worst country for COVID, UK, going to Italy, which is probably the second worst country for COVID.
Yeah.
It's just everything is just overvamped. No one believes the media when it comes to traveling. If you want to go somewhere, just fucking go. Like, unless you have a really serious illness, then don't go. But,
Yeah. I think one of my friends is currently on his way to Dubai, and he's like, everyone's in Dubai at the minute.
So apparently Dubai stopped stopping their traveling.
Yeah, I think they are planning on shutting it.
Yeah. About time, because the Instagrams are killing me slowly.
Yeah, I know.
They're just having too normal of a time.
Yeah.
It's like they're watching, like we're watching through a fence. Everyone having fun.
Yeah. No, I really I'd like. This year was meant to like, well, not this year. Like 2020 was meant to be the year of me traveling and like doing loads of shit, like like I said in previous episodes, like I wanted to be in Australia now, and just knowing that probably not even going to happen this year is like just
Yeah. To be fair, you can still go to Australia now. I don't know if you follow Darren Cartwell on Instagram, but it's like James Smith PT, his best friend. But
oh
he's
yeah,
going over to Australia and he has to quarantine in a hotel for 2 weeks. But I guess the best way to do it, just put them up in a hotel, give them food for two
yeah,
weeks, let them survive and get rid of the virus if they have it, and then
yeah,
like that's how you get into the country. I think that's the best way to do it. Like really.
yeah. Well, it's like well, we're gonna go more into this as well with the fact that we're both not working at the minute. It's like I'm not working because like since I moved back in with my mum and dad, like my dad's 70, he had a stroke a few months ago. He's at like real high risk, and it were like I'm a physio, I'm wearing loads of PPE, I've got loads of protective gear, but is it really worth the risk, that chance of me catching it? Because I don't think my dad definitely don't believe in himself that he stands a chance if he gets it. Is it worth that risk?
Yeah, I think that, again it's the media that's completely screwed his head to think that he is
Yeah.
such high risk, but realistically the chances is probably very low, lower than he thinks.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Well,
obviously,
he's obviously he's just had the stroke. He actually went to the hospital the other day and he had some news that wasn't great about kind of when he had the stroke. Potentially he had a small heart attack as well. So it's made him even worse. But all he's doing at the minute is sitting watching telly and consuming the news about COVID. And
yeah,
it's
just
it's
making
just
it worse.
pounding it into his head, giving him. But at the end of the day, is like I don't want to be going to work and then coming home and then my dad having anxiety about being around me.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
At the same time, it's in
that's
his head. You can't really change that. Like no
yeah,
matter what
yeah.
you say. But it's just one of those things. Hopefully, that this whole vaccine is he on the route to getting a vaccine or anything, or is he?
Yeah, well, that's it. So that's my kind of key of getting back to work. Really, is that he's in that next kind of the categories, kind of like old people's homes, key workers, 70 and above, I believe. So he's in that kind of next wave, which hopefully will be by the end of this month, because then I can get back to work in a bit as well. But
Yeah.
but I'm not wasting my time. Started up a new business,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
good as well.
Tell us about your business.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, so okay then, guys, letting a bit behind the scenes. So a new business is so it's a health and wellbeing business. There's me and my two business partners that have started it up. Me obviously being physio, the movement guy. There's one of the other guys is. Well, all three of us are called Adam as well, which is pretty random. But and then one of the other guys is a nutritionist and does a lot about around like diet, nutrition stuff. And then the other guy is called Adam as well, is a life and business coach. So we kind of what we kind of see is we hit the holy trifecta of health at the minute. So your internal, your physical, and your mental health, and just giving people loads of like tips and advice and trying to create loads of content around just helping people improve the best we can. We've got loads of ideas and stuff in future about kind of like retreats and maybe doing some corporate style stuff as well. But at the minute we're just trying to add as much value as we can to people because we know how shit how shit the time is at the minute, and we believe we've got knowledge that can help people, and especially like I know you're like very strong-minded and stuff, so you'll be all right for the 2 weeks that you're on your own there. But there's people that have been isolating for a hell of a lot longer on their own, and their mindset and the like working at home, working at a computer all the time fucks up your posture and whatnot. You eat shit all the time because you're not feeling good in your headspace, and it's just like a spiral. And we just need to kind of get in there and break that spiral. So if anyone is interested, we're doing some free masterminds on our Facebook group, so I will leave a link below to the Facebook group, and you can come in and watch some of the free masterminds, and hopefully it kind of just gives you a bit of a kick up the arse maybe and gets you out of that kind of downward spiral and can help you get moving and stuff. But it's all about giving back and like doing a little bit of value, like giving people value and stuff as well, which will be awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the fact that like whenever you're struggling or whenever everyone's struggling, there's some people still there trying to help in some way. Like, I that's it. And goal for this podcast as well, to even help people. I know it's actually helping myself and maybe you as well, talking about shit, like, and talking to each other and trying to help people. Because at the end of the day, like, I think giving people advice or just helping people, like, people say it's selfless, but at the end of the day, you're kind of doing it for yourself. Like, you get gratitude out of helping people, do you not?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's my why.
Yeah, it's not really, it's not as selfless as I think. I don't think a selfless act is as selfless as everyone thinks it is, but
Yeah.
it helps you. So, like, I think it's
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, like it's a business. Like we're putting a lot of time into it. We're gonna want to monetize it, but we want to help a lot of people. It's like obviously we're giving away so much for free, like because there's a lot of people that need it right now, and that's the way that we want it to be. Is we want to. My personal why is why I got into physio in the first place. I want to help people. I want to share, and the reason why I make content again is that reason. It might seem selfish even, but the idea is that I can only help 10 people a day in a physio clinic, whereas if I'm making content that 1,000 people see, then that could help potentially 1,000 people. It's like that is my whole reason. It's like it's why I make content. It's why I do that. Is that it increases your reach. It lets you help more people in the longer term. So it's why I do what I do.
Yeah. Adam Hindley, everyone.
I tried to be a nice person.
Absolute inspiration to us all. Behind closed doors, you're a cunt.
As soon as you press stop recording.
Yeah. He calls me all really bad names all the time, and it really hurts me. It's only behind his screen sound.
No, but that's it. And it's like the whole thing that we do with the podcast. It's like it's normalising the shit that you see on all these people in Dubai living their life. They've probably still got mental shit that they're worrying about, and
absolutely, that's why they went to Dubai as well. The fact that they literally cannot stand themselves, being with themselves for more than 2 weeks in the one room. Like, I'd say the people who are doing this shit, just doing the 2 weeks isolation by themselves, are stronger than those boys in Dubai by a long shot. The fact that they can do this it says a lot.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let's put Dubai in the bin.
Yeah, fucking. Let's put it in the bin. Absolutely.
I wouldn't be saying it if I could go over there, though.
Yeah. Well, since I've had quite a lot of experience in the plethora of different tests that you have to take for the COVID, I might as well give my insight into it. I've put a bit on my Instagram about the different tests and how they affect differently. But yeah, for anyone's listening, there is like so many different tests at the minute. I don't know if I've only hit 3 of the many, but the 3 that I've hit is the NHS one, which you do yourself. There is the PCR, which is the certificate to fly one that you can do with Randox or private health clinics, and then the rapid one. The first one, the NHS one, I'm sure everyone's done one by now. Have you done one, Adam? Yeah.
I've done one, yeah.
You do it yourself in your car?
Yeah.
Absolute breeze. Like, I'm pretty sure that is the reason why the tests are so inaccurate, because you could literally put that fucker in your ear and put it back in the thing and no one would know. Like, it's absolute bullshit. But at the same time, the NHS is overwhelmed, so I guess you have to do it yourself. But even putting up your nose, like, I don't know about you, but I thought it said in the paper you go up until you feel resistance. So I did. It was uncomfortable, but it was bearable. I put it up. Maybe I've got a wee pencil here. I put it up maybe.
Do it. Put it up there.
Probably that. Not a pencil. Fuck me. It's too big, man. Too big. So easily about that, I'd say, with the NHS one, which I thought was pretty fucking deep, to be fair. But the test came back negative, obviously. And then the PCR one is the one you go to Randox Health, a private clinic, and they come in with another thicker one. It's more like a Q-tip for your ear, but they put up your nose, and they go literally fucking 2 centimeters. And this is a professional doing it as well. 2 centimeters, and do a wee swirl, and they put it in your mouth first. They don't do it the other way around. Put it the back of your throat first, and then up your nose, and then.
I bet there's people that have done that wrong.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But yeah, the test came back negative again, and it was an absolute breeze. I would recommend anyone doing the Randox one. Do the Randox one, 24-hour, you get the PCR, blah, blah, blah. And then we get to Italy, where apparently it's fucking the 20th century still, where they have some sort of capital punishment for people coming into the country, because that was fucking terrible. This was the rapid test. Write it down, people. Rapid, don't fucking do it. So sketchy as fuck. You book it online. It's in a airport car park. Should have fucking knew from then. Like airport car park. Like it's not really a fucking big health studio, is it? So you drive in. Some guy asks you a lot of questions in Italian that you don't understand. You just give away. Oh yeah, sweet, yeah. And then you go into this car park, just desolate, and there's these two young nurses in full gear that look like the Dementors from Harry Potter, and they ask you to put down your window, and they ask you a few questions in Italian again, and then you just go, yep, thumbs up, just ask, that's a yes to everything, and then they go to hand you the Q-tips, but I don't know, like, I went to grab it, and they're like, no, we'll do it. I'm like, right, okay. So in your own car seat, they ask you to put your head back, and then they stick this fucking tube of death up your nose. I don't think this pencil's sitting about 4 or 5 inches. Wait, let me check. Yeah, I'd say about 4 or 5 inches this pencil is, and this doesn't even begin to describe how far that went down my throat. Like, my mate was beside me, so while I was answering questions, he got his done, and then I turned to Graham after my questions, and he's just sitting there like he has just been like abused by his family for the past 15 years, like tears tripping down his face, and he just looked at me like, this is awful. So that was good.
So
good
did
to
it,
mentally prepare myself.
Is it something like we were talking about before in a different one that like literally curves down and goes down your throat?
Yeah, that's it. So it's like a bendy Q-tip, but it's like sharp, it's like pointy at the end, and obviously your throat's like nearly a right angle, right? Really. So
Yeah.
this thing is literally just fucking like hitting the back of your throat until it just sort of scrapes going down. And
oh my god.
she put it down my throat, and I was sitting there, and I gagged like 3 times. So it's a long process. It's not like whoop in out. It's in for fucking at least 5 seconds, and you're sitting there, and I was going like gagging like fuck while she had it, and then it's 2 nostrils. It's not just one; it's fucking 2 nostrils.
Oh,
they
come out and you gotta go down the other side.
And
I remember seeing your story, and you were like literally like crying still on your story. I don't know how long afterwards that was.
You have to park. You get your result in 10 minutes. So you bring your car to the side. You park up, and then someone comes to you to make sure you got your result back by email. But like me and him were just in this car shaking. Like what the fuck just happened? Like it was literally like a rape scene. It was fucking. It felt like a nose raped. It was. Honestly, one of the worst experiences I've ever had, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was terrible. I'd get a tattoo, full body tattoo, then get that done again. And the worst thing about it, in 7 days' time, I have to get another one before I go back to work. So,
oh really? Oh shit.
I might even document this one. I'll put my camera up in my car and just to show people how fucking far it goes down. Like,
yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, that'd be. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to it at all.
Did you hear any more about your boss?
So yeah, he's I don't know, what was the last time I checked in on the podcast.
I don't know if we did since you actually said you left us on a cliffhanger.
So if anyone didn't hear that first podcast, whenever I was saying my boss apparently got shot in the head, weird, in Italy, and I went to work and it was true. So after all that, apparently, in translation, shot can actually mean hit. So it was lost in translation whenever I translated the news report. So he actually got hit in the head, and he was in a coma, and he was in an induced coma for like 2 weeks. I think he's on the road to recovery now, but it was all real, and it's all a bit mental. But yeah, he's on the road to recovery now. And he has to get like a metal plate in his head. He had a bit of brain trauma and stuff, but. Yeah, a bit mental.
That's crazy.
That's exactly what you need during fucking quarantine, eh?
Yeah, well, should we round this one up here as kind of a bit of a catch up, and then we can go back into some other stuff a little bit further on, because kind of caught everyone up on what has been going on. We'll give the hybrid competition a plug, a nice cheeky plug there as well.
So the competition went live on Sunday night there. There is a absolute monster giveaway going on at Hybrid Academy. So get over there, like, share, tag, get involved, because some lucky person's getting a full lockdown gym equipment heap.
Yeah, what is it, like a rower
Yeah, for $2 grand
dumbbells,
worth of, yeah, you get rower, TRXs, dumbbells, load of
all the
supplements,
fucking energy drinks.
6 months supply of energy drinks. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
Looks
it's probably
awesome.
good
I
giving
wanna
someone
win.
that much. Like, I had a coffee yesterday of it. It's an American coffee maker, like Americano thing, and I decided to put a load more in, and then I'll keep some for like cold coffee, cold brew after.
Yeah.
I thought, fuck it, I'll just do it all in one cup, and I drank it yesterday, and oh my god,
Bouncing off the walls.
it was like anxiety attack level of coffee, and I couldn't fucking concentrate. Oh, it was awful. Never going to do that again. But hopefully you don't do that with the rain, whoever wins it.
Yeah. Right, guys. Okay. Well, on that note of imagining Rob bouncing off walls, we'll round up the podcast there. So, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. If you are listening on any of the podcasting platforms, please follow. It would also be awesome if you could leave a review. What we're going to start doing is, if we leave a review on any of the iTunes and stuff, we'll start reading one of our favourite ones out on every episode as well. So please do leave a review, follow us on all of the different platforms, subscribe on YouTube, and yeah, we're going to get, like I said, we're going to be back to doing them weekly now that, and I'm sorry that you can't see my face if you're watching on YouTube as well. I will, as soon as my phone is sorted and whatnot, we'll get back to a proper routine of that as well.
They're very lucky guys, not to see it, I'd say. You're not a big team like that, you know.
Mate, I'm beautiful. I want to see my face. Right, guys, we will wrap it up there. Make sure you go over, check the competition out for Hybrid, and go sign up to the mastermind for the A-Game consultancy as well. And we will see you guys later on. Goodbye.
Ciao, ciao.